Eyes are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Coming to you on Friday morning at 10 a.m. We didn't do our usual Thursday because the Bears played last night. And what happened to your background there, Adam? I'm Stephen McCollum. Of course, we got Adam Michaels coming from his grandma's living room again. He had a different background a minute ago.
Yeah, I was messing around with it and trying to get some stuff to load. But, when you're at grandma's back basement, you feel good about yourself. I'm waiting for lunch to be served, though.
Just don't the bologna sandwich with
bologna peanut butter and jelly.
Mustard.
No, peanut butter and jelly with the crust cut off, please. Cut in triangles, if you would, please.
Just don't get any of that hard candy. That's all a big jungle. Big stuck together in the jar. Don't try to eat that during the show because you'll break some teeth. And actually do it. It might be more entertaining.
Hey, why always trying to make me hurt? That's all. I don't get it, man. Trying to get me to do stuff to hurt myself like that. Jesus. You're so mean, Steve.
Oh, I'm so mean.
So mean. So terrible.
Let's
just like your picks.
You referring to the Bears winning last night?
That's right. I was right. You guys are wrong. Love it. Love when that happens.
Okay.
It's a beautiful thing.
One thing I've learned through these last couple years of doing picks with you is you take it a lot more serious than I do.
Hey, there's not a lot of things that I get to enjoy in life, Steve. So I take my picks seriously. Damn it.
All right, I was just checking sound there, so making sure we sound about even and everything. But we'll obviously get into the Bears game last night, which is the reason why we kind of delayed this week, so we can get last night's game discussed before Monday would have been too late for it. The NBA Finals game, whatever, 5 is tonight, Adam. And are the Lakers going to close this out tonight against the Heat?
I thought I was going to go 6 all along, so I'm going to stick with that. That they don't close it out tonight.
Yeah, because it is
I'm
game
still
5,
going
of
for my
course.
game. Yeah, I'm still thinking my game 6. I think the Heat got one more in them, so I'm going to go with the Heat tonight.
The Heat,
Just because
the Heat have
just
been
just
competing without Dragic. He's not going to play tonight. I mean, he had plantar fasciitis tear, and I had that with my Achilles, and I don't have world class care like NBA players do. Um, but that was painful, man. That was like one of the most painful things ever. So I couldn't even imagine trying to go play basketball on it. You know.
yeah, ESPN and ABC aren't quite ready to give up their television slot yet, so we'll get one more. We'll get one more game after tonight.
Yeah. The on a side note, did you see? I mean, ESPN's talking about more layoffs and everything. So basically, with college football not being what it normally is this year, ESPN's hurting. When this series ends, they're pretty much done for the most part. They'll have an occasional college football game, but it's not like before where you could watch college football on ESPN 1,000 times a day. A day. ESPN's hurting.
Yeah, they'll have their Monday night game and their Sunday coverage, but yeah, without that strong college football, what is ESPN going to give us?
Nothing.
All right, am I going to get to watch some old college football bowl games again? Is that
No,
coming
they,
back to a TV near me? The
that
1972 the
that
1972 Miami of Ohio versus Duke when they, is that what I'm looking forward to?
dude. That SC Texas game, championship game in the Rose Bowl was the best college football game, if not the best, one of the best college football games ever. Quit knocking it because you don't understand it.
I wasn't knocking it. You're the one to knock. I wasn't even being specific. I just asked a question.
Yeah,
You're the one.
we all know
You're the
what
one
you were.
butthole about this college game, not me.
We all knew what you were questioning there, buddy.
Yeah, whatever. Just whatever.
So I got a text saying that the shell thing behind you looks like hair, and it kind of does actually. Looks like you got a giant like hair head thing on. You just look at your screen, man.
I was just looking to see what it looked like back there. I like it. I can style that. No problem. Not a problem at all.
Kind of like what is that? Marge's sisters on The Simpsons, where it goes out like as a triangle.
There you go. I'm all
So
for it.
here's my thing about tonight's NBA game: is the Lakers are going to wear the Mamba jerseys in Game 5. They've dominated in those jerseys because the ghost of Kobe is with them, I guess.
Yes.
Um, here's my question though: last game, everybody gets to leave the bubble tonight if the Lakers win. Are the Lakers extra motivated tonight to get out of there? Are the Heat not as motivated because they also want to get out of there? They see an end in the sight, or are the Heat motivated to keep trying to win and all that stuff? There's some question marks tonight if you're talking NBA because there's nothing else on tonight. So I mean baseball, right? But
There's baseball, Steve. There's always
like I said,
baseball.
nothing nobody cares about tonight. So
Hey, yeah, you know me. I'm the prediction. I think I'm the conspiracy theory that says this is going no matter who's motivated for what. ABC and Disney are what's motivated, and there'll be a game 6 tonight.
yeah, because
After
don't
tonight.
forget, Disney, of course, owns ESPN, and they make money with these teams staying in these bubbles. They're making the catering money. They're making the hotels are making money. The arena is making money because they're in their facilities. So Disney and ESPN are making money by the teams being there. So if you're a conspiracy theorist like Adam is, that's a great conspiracy. That this could go 6, possibly 7, just because Disney's above going. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, I'm not ready to jump to the
These-
game 7 conspiracy. I think that always it seems to always happen in the NBA anyway. But I'm at least going to go 6. It's not ending tonight. That's as far as I'm going to go though right now.
All right, Adam's conspiracy theory. My thing about it is I mean it's LeBron's worst finals statistically ever. Um, so earlier in the season, I was proclaiming that the winners of these bubble games aren't going to have an asterisk because it's going to be harder for them to win the championship because they had the long layoff. They have to come back, get their legs underneath them. All the teamwork and everything is gone. And I'm going to completely change my position. This year is nothing but an asterisk when it comes to this stuff because, I mean, LeBron and the Lakers were one of the two teams with the Clippers that when, they did that social justice stuff and stopped playing for a couple of days, the Lakers were the one that said they wanted to go home and not play anymore. And now they're winning the championship. It's a complete asterisk to this team. Nobody played well in these games at all. The Lakers aren't even playing that great. I mean, the whole Western Conference, which was the best conference in NBA, in the NBA, looked like garbage throughout the playoffs. Nobody wanted to be in the bubble at all. You could tell that when teams gave up, they gave up in the bubble. Complete asterisk on this year. And it's just a joke that they're even doing this at this point. And I'm so disappointed. And the NBA is just a complete joke to me this year. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, you totally flipped on that one. Me, I don't think there's an asterisk next to it. I think they've done the best with what they could do, and they've had some entertainment, and they did what they could. Steve, I find less of an asterisk on this. They got the season in. They did what they needed to do. I think that this was just fine. No asterisk needed.
I'm not saying it's fine, but I mean, this would be like the San Antonio Spurs winning in a off year, in a strike year where they held out half the season, that type of an asterisk. Just because, like I said, it's all out of whack. I just feel like, this is going to sound weird, but I just feel like the Lakers haven't earned it. They had it too easy of a schedule. It didn't go the way it was supposed to. They wanted to go home a month ago because somebody got shot in Wisconsin by police officers. And so, they don't even want to be there. Nobody wants to be there. It's obvious nobody wants to be there. And it's just a joke. It's just a complete joke. I'm just so disappointed. It's interestingly enough, I don't feel the same way about the NHL, but I feel that way about the NBA. So.
Yeah, well, you and your NHL love.
No, the NHL, the guys that actually played hard. The NHL playoffs went exactly like you expected to go in terms of, Dallas came out of nowhere and made it to the finals. That happens all the time in the NHL. It was nothing weird like that. I mean, what went going into the playoffs? What were we talking about? Clippers, Lakers in the final, right? Houston competing, getting far in that. Nobody had the Trailblazers going anywhere in it, and they made it to the 9th seed, right? In the East, what was it? It was only team that was good in the East was the Milwaukee Bucks. Turned out that wasn't the case, and because they struggled after they came back from the bubble there. So the Lakers just had this easy trend. People didn't want to be there. I'm just saying. This isn't. LeBron saying the other night, I talked about it on the radio show on Wednesday night. LeBron saying this is the biggest game of my career. It's an absolute joke. It is not. This whole playoff series isn't your biggest of your career. Stop with the charades. You wanted to go home a month ago and do your social justice stuff at home. You voted to go home, and he was pissed. He left the meeting pissed because and nobody else went along with him. He doesn't want to be there, and now he's winning the championship with no effort whatsoever. It's just disappointing, and the NBA is just uncompetitive, and it's a complete joke. I don't even know why we even talk about it. Let's move on. I got breaking news though, Adam.
Breaking news from the Gestalt Production Studios. Go for it, Steve.
Yankees legend Whitey Ford dies at 91.
Rest in peace.
Gone too soon. So, man, a lot of old-timey at 91. Gone too soon.
Right. I was like, I just let you go there. I was like, okay, well, I'm not really going to say anything on that one.
That's kind of my joke there. But what's with these old-timey baseball players? All like, there's a cluster of them lately, right? Bob Gibson, another guy. There's been a lot of guys, old-timers, in their 80s that have gone recently and everything. So just throwing it out there. Whitey Ford down.
I'm guessing that there's a lot of guys in their 80s that go every day that we never even hear about. So seems to be the time that you go in your ways.
And none of them going by COVID, no less. So there you go.
Everybody goes by COVID, Steve. Trust me. The numbers don't lie.
I mean, what's Whitey Ford known for, Adam? You're the baseball guy. I even know this. And I'm not at one. I obviously never saw Whitey Ford play. I didn't even see Whitey Ford's kids play. That's how old he is. Right. What's he known for? I know this.
You know this?
And they're all pitchers, by the way. Bob Gibson, now Whitey Ford. The other really good pitcher, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I feel horrible for this. Died early. Like all these old time pitchers are going now. But yeah, what's Whitey Ford known for?
I know he's known, for winning 6 rings with the Yankees, but
He's won more World Series games than any other pitcher. Yeah.
I heard that stat actually before he passed away at 91.
I knew that.
I heard that stat the other day.
Yeah. I've known it for a while just because it came up. I think it came up in conjunction with Kershaw, maybe. No, there was another pitcher 5 or 6 years ago that was winning a lot of World Series games. Maybe it was Pettit. I don't remember, but I heard that stat. It just always stuck with me because he was on those World Series, those Yankees teams that were in the World Series. Like you just penned them in every year, So, what's his Whitey isn't his first name. Of course, in 2020, he couldn't have the nickname Whitey. That would be inappropriate.
Yeah, my stepdad's nickname was Whitey. Just saying.
His name was Edward Charles Ford.
Edward Charles Ford.
So, he of course spent his whole 16-year career as a Yankee, 6-time World Series champion, 10-time All-Star. The chairman of the board is his nickname, of course. But yeah, he definitely was one of the best left-handers to pitch in Major League Baseball. So ever, he's still regarded as one of the best ever. After all these gunslingers that have come up over the last several years. So hold on here, I'm looking this up because it is killing me. I gotta figure out. So Bob Gibson, obviously. There was another huge. Oh, Lou Brock died this year. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. Hold on. Whitey Ford, Bob Gibson. Those are the 2 pitchers. I thought there was a 3rd pitcher, though. Maybe I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Don
look
Larson
through this really
went down. I know. I typed in MLB players died in 2020, and this list. Oh, Tom Seaver. There we go. Knew there was a 3rd one. How do I forget Mr. Seaver?
Former Chicago White Sox.
Better known as the Mets pitcher, but okay.
I'm just letting you know. He played on the South Side. Got one of his. He set a milestone, didn't he? Didn't he win his 300th?
Who?
I think he won his 300th with the Sox.
Yeah, because that was like his last year, right, or last 2 years, or whatever. So I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because I think
he won number 300. I believe Hawk Harrelson was on the call for that.
The old joke used to be good players went to the White Sox to win their, to get their, good stats at the end of the year. So
yeah, I'm not going to argue that at all. Kenny Williams loves signing guys. That was his thing. Let's bring somebody in 3 years too late. Yes.
Well, there's money. That's one reason why the Angels. There's multiple reasons why the Angels signed Pujols, but one of the reasons was that's huge money to have a guy, hit a milestone, record or whatever in your uniform, because obviously it gets plastered everywhere. So that was one reason why they did sign him as well. There's other reasons, but on there. So. Don Larson, what did he play? Wasn't he a fielder?
Don Larson.
I know, right? Why am I drawing a blank on Don? Why are all these Yankees?
No, he's a pitcher.
Okay, so yeah, I was right. So there's 4 pitchers then. Yeah, when I said his name earlier, I was like, I thought he was a pitcher. My favorite is in '64. Don Larson played for a team called the Colt 45s.
Yes. What a name. That's a good name.
right? It's Houston. So,
St. Louis Browns.
yeah, but yeah, the Houston Colt 45. I want one of those shirts. Did they have shirts back then? Probably not.
Yesterday, Don Larson pitched a perfect game for the Yankees in history. That was
I was like,
yesterday.
he didn't do it yesterday.
No,
On
he
this
didn't do it
date
yesterday. On
Yeah.
this day yesterday, he pitched a perfect game.
Phrasing,
93 years ago.
If he, how many years ago?
93 years ago, October 8th.
Hold on. He just died.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a different thing. I'm looking at a different.
I'm like, he just died.
This
That would
website
mean
was
he's
not very
100 and
friendly.
something, dude. What?
This website was not very friendly. Gave me a link and then it sent me down another warpath of Yankee history that I cared nothing about. So I'm exiting stage right on that
the
one.
issue with that is there's a lot of Yankee history and they're proud of
Right.
it. So get out of it, Adam. Get out of it.
Get out of this hole. It's a rabbit hole of Yankees.
It's never gonna end. Run away, run away.
You know what's gonna end though? It's gonna end for them. It's gonna end for them tonight.
The Yankees, yes. We're gonna get into that here in just a minute. So, obviously, NBA, that game tonight starts at 6 p.m. Phoenix time, 8 p.m. Chicago time. If Adam is done putting his grandma to bed with her warm glass of milk there at her house, he can tune into that game later on.
Yeah, I'm going to follow along on Twitter.
So, here's the deal. Rajon Rondo is on cusp of making some NBA history. What do you think that history is, Adam? Because he's obviously been on a lot of teams, a lot of good teams. He's been a good point guard in the league. What is Rajon Rondo on the verge of breaking history about?
I'm going to have to claim ignorance and say I don't know, and I will defer to you, Steve, to...
you can't even guess?
I don't know, man. He's been in the league a long time.
He will be the... Think about rivalries.
It's got to be something with the number of teams he's been on in the playoffs or the finals.
You're going down the right path. It's who the teams were. He won a title when he was 22 years old with the Boston Celtics. And if the Lakers go on to win this, he'll win it at 34 with the Lakers. Think teams, think rivalries. I'll help you out. Be the first player to win a title for both Boston and Los Angeles Lakers.
Wow.
It isn't surprising because, obviously it's been a hated rivalry over the years, but, yeah. There's only, a lot of players have played for both franchises, which is even more amazing. Like, a lot. Like, the list is long. I'm not going to go through it. Have played for both franchises. And only one Hall of Fame forward, Clive Lovelett, whoever that is, obviously an old-time guy because we've never heard of him. He played on championship teams with both clubs. But even that comes with a tiny asterisk, Adam. He won titles in 63 and 64 with the Celtics, but his first ring came in 54 with the then Minneapolis Lakers, not the Los Angeles Lakers. So it doesn't count for the stat that NBA.com is pumping out there for Rondo. So he will be the first with that hated rivalry over the years. So, like I said, 35 players have suited up for both the Lakers and Celtics in their careers. You want to hear them all? I'll read them all.
You know what? I'm going to save you that step, Steve, because I have the article in front of me now, and I've read through the list. So we don't have to do that. I'm going to save you from yourself on this one and save me from a pillow.
Save everybody from a pillow. That is like
right. That's gonna put everybody to sleep. Yeah, I did not know Shaquille O'Neal played for both, though. I did not know that.
You didn't know Shaq went? He went to Boston.
I must have checked out on the Boston years.
He went to Boston after he was in Phoenix, I think.
Okay, I checked out on the Boston year. Something must have been going on in my life that took me away from the National Basketball Association for that, but I was not aware of that.
So he was.
I learned something today. So you can reach me at Adam Michaels 05 because now I've learned something, and I'm going to call it a day. See you guys Monday.
Yeah, right. So so Shaq was what? Orlando first. Then he went to the Lakers for a bunch of years, right? Then he went to
Yep.
Miami, I believe, after that. And then he came to Phoenix after Miami. I know there was a trade there. And then I think he went Celtics after that. Do I have that correct?
I am not going to disagree with that at all. So
I
I'm
got
going
it
to
right
go
here.
with the.
Oh, I am. I forgot a team.
Who'd you forget?
So it was Orlando Magic. Then he went to the Lakers. Then he went to the Heat. Interesting enough, all 4-year stints. Oh, no, the Lakers was longer. So Orlando Magic from 92 to 96. Lakers from 96 to 2004. The Heat after that, 2004 to 2008. Phoenix Suns, 2008, 2009. Cleveland Cavaliers from 2009 to 2010. And then the Celtics from 2010 to 2011. So I forgot. Does anybody really remember the Cavaliers, though? I mean, seriously. Anybody?
No, I
Nobody
would
even
not
remembers LeBron played for the Cavaliers.
have.
Let's be honest.
Only
here.
Cleveland remembers.
Right? Hey, is there a team up there? What? So that's our baseball. That's our basketball knowledge. Wanted to throw that out there. I know some of our listeners on the radio show. It's so funny too. So I started on Wednesday with the LeBron, how he sent that text to his teammates. Let's go. And everybody was, even LeBron was like, I just wanted to motivate the team. And I was like, oh my God. So I played his clip of him talking about it. And everybody was falling asleep because it's just boring as all hell. So the whole joke was that he has to text his teammates because if he walked into the locker room and talked to them, they would all fall asleep. And it's like anytime I start the radio show with NBA talk, like all the texts are like, let us know when you change subjects, man. It's so funny. It's so great. Like when you talk about something I care about, I'll chime in. It's so funny to see it. Just NBA just gets so tanked down there. It's hilarious. So let's get into exciting things, Adam. Baseball playoffs are wrapping up, actually. These series aren't going like we thought they would for the most part, right? Of course, the American League Divisional Series has been ongoing. One series is won. One series is Game 5 is tonight. 7:65, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 4 p.m. Phoenix time, 6:10 p.m. your time on TBS tonight. So I have to figure out. I have to download the TBS app and log into the cable subscription to watch that tonight. And I'm excited for this Game 5. I wish this was a 7-game series. I've been harping about this forever. But, Adam, we both had the Houston Astros winning that series against the A's. Any surprises? Houston, of course, wrapped it up 3-1 yesterday. Any surprises from that series at all for you?
No surprises for me. The A's are who I thought the A's were. That's nice.
Losers to the Astros?
Yeah, and I knew that was going to happen. So I feel good about that. I felt that the A's did not have the pitching to go deep in that series, and Houston just outshined them, and I'm glad.
Here's what was shocking to me, right? Houston struggled all year long to put runs across the plate, and their hitting was just atrocious all throughout the season, right? They have Zach Greinke that's been injured. I think he started yesterday. No, he didn't start yesterday, did he? He might have started yesterday. I don't think he started yesterday because he's been injured. I'll look that up in a second. But here's my thing, right? So playoffs start, and Houston goes into the first round of the series, and they play Minnesota, who is hot, by the way. Minnesota was hot at the time. Houston scores 4 runs in the first game, 3 runs in the second game. So 4-1, 3-1 victories over Minnesota, sweep them, and move on, right?
Yep.
Then they go to this round against the A's, and they scored 10 runs in the first game, so they win 10-5, 5-2 in the second game, 9-7 they lose in the third game when Oakland has to have that home run in the pinch hit run to score to take the lead in late, and I think it was the 8th inning of that game. So they had to get to the bullpen to beat them there. But Houston still scored 7 runs. And then game 4, 11 runs by Houston. Houston bats are on fire, Adam.
Yeah, the bats have definitely come alive, and Yeah, Houston's going to make some noise, I think.
Well, I
But
had them to the World Series at the beginning of the season, and I second guessed that all year long. Was like, this was a horrible choice. What was I doing? That was the stupidest thing ever. And the other side of it is yesterday's game, for instance, the thing that's impressive about them. I know all you Houston Astro haters out there, but you got to stop ignoring that. I understand you hate them, but they're all year long, Adam. We had to sit here and watch all these Houston Astro cheating things where they post everything that goes wrong for the Astros and how it's not baseball's not as easy when you don't know what's coming. They were down 3-0 in the going into the bottom of the going into the third after the third inning. They were down 3-0 to the Oakland A's. They put a 5 spot up in the fourth inning, and then they put a 2 spot up in the fifth, a 2 spot up in the sixth, a 2 spot up in the seventh. It's you gotta all people like Adam who hate cheaters in baseball, even though they all cheat. You guys have to realize.
You know what? I haven't. Wait, no.
This
I haven't
Astros
come
team
out
is
on
good.
this.
This Astros team
I have
is
not.
good.
Wait, you're not gonna put me in that hole with some other people that are on this whole thing. I've had if you're not trying to cheat or whatever the saying is. I've went with that saying. I have not been on the destroy Houston bandwagon. I had no desire to go out and boo them like other people have, and so I'm not against all this. I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore. I'm over it. I was over it for a while. I'm looking forward to some great baseball tonight, though. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I just like to throw you out there a little bit so you can,
Bro, it's called what is that word I'm looking for? Slander. Slander of the court, I tell you. Slander.
Trust me. I take so much heat on the radio show from, of course, my good friend Big George and other people, and Randy hates cheaters and all of that stuff. And it's not, like I said, my stance on cheating is out there. People still misconstrue it. Kaler last week, not this Wednesday, but the week before, even put it out there like, well, you like cheaters. And I was like, no, that's not, guys, that's not what I'm saying. So my stance for cheating is out there. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. But if Major League Baseball isn't going to punish it, I'm not going to hold it against them. And I've moved on with my life. I'm not going to get mad that they cheated, and Major League Baseball doesn't care that they cheated. But that being said, this Astros team is really, 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 really good. And they've been really, 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 really good. And I'm not going to take that away from them. And they're showing now that they're really, 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 really good. So that's all I'm saying.
The Astros are really, 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 really good. But so are the Rays. That's all I'm going to tell you.
They got to get through tonight.
Tonight's going to be a challenge for sure.
Regardless, I know we both picked the Rays to win that series. I think the Rays are actually going to win tonight, based off of pitching matchups as well as the bats. It's just Tampa Bay's bat, but I mean Glasnow's going for Tyler Glasnow's going for Tampa Bay, but Garrett Cole's going for the Yankees, so I'm a little hesitant here. But he's pitching on 2 days rest, Adam.
He's pitching against 2 days rest. You have Blake Snell is also going to be available for the Rays tonight. So, I mean, it's going to be, man, it should be a great, I'm looking forward to the pitching matchup. I really am. It'll probably end up being offensive explosion on both sides. But I'm thinking it's got to be a pitching matchup. So I'm looking forward to this game.
I'm actually thinking that this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I think the pitching is going to be disappointing tonight, and it's going to be one of those 13-12 inning type of games where, and it's not going to be like home runs type. It's going to be bases are loaded and guy hits 2 runs in, and the next inning a guy hits another. That type of stuff is just because we'll see, right? Garrett Cole's never pitched on 2 days rest. He threw 97 pitches in game 1 2 days ago. Or 4 days ago. 5 days ago. 4 days ago now. And, he allowed 3 runs on 6 hits in 6 innings. He did give up a couple home runs. And that was when he was well rested. We'll see, right?
Yeah, we're going to see. It's what I've thought about this. All of a sudden all these series are coming down to pitching. I've learned that there's not enough pitching in baseball right now. That's what I've learned over the postseason.
Yeah, but that's been that way for a few years. I mean, everybody stacks, right? Everybody gets 800, bullpen. What do you need in the offseason? The first thing on every team's list is bullpen, bullpen help,
Right.
bullpen help. And that doesn't even get into the starter side of it. So I just hope we don't see, and this isn't a knock on the White Sox. I know you want Renteria fired. Has Renteria been fired yet, Adam?
No, he has not been
Yeah,
fired.
that's because you're
I'm
the irrational fan that wants that to be
No,
done.
no, no, no. I'm not the most irrational fan, but I am telling you that I'm keep trying to call Jerry Reinsdorf to get a meeting so we could discuss Ricky Renteria and his future. Up till now, Mr. Reinsdorf has refused to take my call. I'm not really sure why,
Uh,
but
Reinsdorf looks at his phone and goes, again, click. Um. So, but the I hope we don't see that thing where they're changing pitchers every three batters. Like we saw in that one in the final game for the White Sox A's. I hope we don't see that tonight. But I think
no,
it is going
I
to be
don't.
a high
I don't
fair.
think you're going to see that tonight because these two teams are deeper at pitching than that, and I don't think they're going to do that. Especially, I don't know. It's so hard to say, but I think that there's enough starter. You won't see it every third batter. There's no way that we're going. That will not be this type of game. I like the odds with Glasnow going and also Garrett Cole there. But like you were saying, he pitched a lot of pitches, so we'll see how this all turns out. But all hands on deck, right? Game 5, win or
Yeah,
go home.
want to go home, and I just wish this was a 7-game series, man, because I think this would go 7 games, and it'd be an exciting 7 games. Just change it, man. It just annoys me. Here's the other thing: stop pitching to Stanton because he's the only guy hurting you on the Yankees consistently hurting you. Um, and just stop pitching to him. Pitch around him. Throw him outside stuff. So if he's going to swing, he's going to swing at horrible pitches. Stop throwing pitches at him because anything near the plate, he's jacking for home runs. He's on fire right now. So stop it.
Stop pitching. No more pitching to you.
Stop it. So
You hit too many home runs. You go home now.
right, exactly. Oh, you hit another one. My other side is Luke Voigt home run last night in the game last night to keep New York alive. Then he guaranteed a Game 5 win. First of all, Adam, who is Luke Voigt, and why is he the Yankee guaranteeing it? Why is it always the no-name, lesser talented guy that guarantees wins? Why is it never, why is it never like Judge or Cole saying they're guaranteed Game 5 win? Why is it always the guy that nobody cares about that guarantees it?
Yeah, because I think what happens is that Luke hasn't had a microphone in front of his face before, but and all of a sudden he's on Zoom and he's is a professional wrestling saying would go, "You're writing checks your body can't cash, son."
Right? It's like wow, you jack a home run to keep your to get you guys a lead and you win the game, and all of a sudden now you're like, we're gonna win Game 5, guarantee it, and it's like you just finally did something, man. He's been a pretty good player throughout the playoffs. So I am minimizing him a little bit. He's not as bad as I'm making it sound, but he's not the guy that needs to be guaranteeing stuff. So here is MLB.com's saying what with the season on the line. Here's what the Yankees need tonight to win this series. Are you ready, Adam? Do we agree?
I am ready.
Get 5 innings from Garrett Cole. You think 5 innings from Cole gets it done?
I don't think he may.
On 2 days rest, throwing 97 pitches in Game 1, I tend to agree with you. That's going to be a monument. And if he makes it to 5 innings, is he not going to give up a ton of runs in that time frame? So if his was a normal start where he had his normal rest, yeah, it's no brainer. But after 2 days, I don't know, man. I think that might be a monumental deal for anybody. So
Yeah, that's going to be 5. Whew, 5 is rough. I want to say probably. I'm leaning towards 4. Going through that lineup really depends. Yeah, this one's hard to. This one's hard. It's going to go one of two ways. I mean, it's going to be.
Not only
Man, I'm getting excited watching. I'm getting excited for this game already now.
right. Here's the that's the whole point. We're hyping it. I'll accept the check from Major League Baseball later. They can just make it out to Gestalt Productions, the Main Event Podcast. Make it out to whatever you want. I can cash it.
Cash is fine. Whatever.
Yeah, cash is fine too. Major League Baseball. But here's the thing, right? So, he's lasted at least 5 innings in all but one of his 12 regular season starts. So he generally does it. But here's the caveat to that. In his 8 seasons in the big leagues, including 4 previous trips to the postseason, he's never made a start on short rest. And making a start on short rest is not an easy thing to do. Even people that do it all the time struggle with it. And we just don't know what he's going to do. Now, granted, Garrett Cole is a different type of pitcher. One of the best, if not the best pitcher in the league. Can he do it? And that's why I'm interested in seeing tonight. But MajorLeagueBaseball.com says that is the one of the top 5 things the Yankees have to do tonight. The second one, keep Randy Rosarina in check. I've never been able to say that name. So... Guy's on fire for Tampa Bay right now. He went, 9-3. What's today? Thursday. He's gone 3 for 4 in the game with a solo homer on game 1. In the Rays wins in games 2 and 3. He had a combined 5 for 8 with 2 RBIs and 2 home runs. And obviously he's a rookie. He's standing up here in these playoffs. He's been spectacular in these playoffs. He only went 0 for 4 in a hitless game in his postseason with 2 strikeouts in Game 4. But other than that, he can be. And he's the spark for that Tampa Bay offense. So the Yankees need to keep him at bay, is what they say. For number 2. Number 3, take advantage with runners in scoring position. I hate when people do articles on what you need to do, and then they put the obvious things. Oh, really, Adam? In order for the Yankees to win tonight, they need to score runs.
Hey, Steve, just so you know, in order for the Rays to win tonight, they have to score more runs than the Yankees do. That's my key. That's my number 1 key to this game, to winning this game, is score more runs than the opposition.
Yeah, I hate when they do that on these lists and everything. Here's who the Yankees say needs to have a big game tonight. I'll let you guess. Who do the Yankees, according to MLB.com, and I actually agree with this, who do they say that the Yankees need to have a big game tonight for them to beat the Rays and move on the hitting line?
I'm going to go with Judge has to have a big game.
Absolutely. He's been non-existent in this series. He's been non-existent in the playoffs. Stanton's been carrying that team with his offensive power, stuff like that. And Aaron Judge needs to step up and be a second guy there for that power and everything. Don't leave it to Voit. Just throwing it out there, But I mean, I think the only thing, I could be wrong, but I think the only big thing Judge has done was he hit that huge bomb off of Bieber in game 1 of that series in the wild card round. Other than that, he's been pretty much quiet, I think. Actually, just looked it up, got it right here. Judge has gone just 2 for 18 with a homer and 2 RBIs in the ALDS. So he's done nothing at the top of that order. And LeMahieu, 333 average, .714 on OPS. Judge, 111 average, .428 OPS. Aaron Hicks, 429 average, 1.0 OPS. Stanton, 375 average, 1.599 OPS. That's the batting order, by the way. So you can see who the slacker is in that lineup there in this round of the playoffs.
We'll never really call him a slacker. I'm just saying, let's just say he's struggling. How about that?
Slacker.
Okay. That's what you want. If you want to do your East Coast hate, that's fine.
As we said, of course, tying into this, Whitey Ford, chairman of the board, dies today at age 91 for the Yankees. So does Whitey Ford's death impact this game at all? Are they going out in
we're doing it for Whitey.
Yeah, they're going out there with the Whitey jerseys. They're going to have signs that say, get them for Whitey. I'm trying to be funny with racial stuff, racial justice
Yes,
stuff.
tread very carefully here, Steve. And all these opinions are those of Steve McCullen, not of Adam Michaels, because Adam can't afford any more bad publicity. Wait, hold on, Steve.
Yes, what?
We have breaking fake White Sox news. Breaking
Oh.
fake White Sox news. Ricky Renteria has been fired. Trevor Bauer has been signed. Ozzie Guillen is your new manager, and Adam is happy. Wow.
Oh my God.
I just took care of all the problems of the White Sox. Oh, I've solved everything, Steve. That's breaking fake news. You know what? You know where that could happen? MLB The Show. I could get that done.
Right.
I got to go again, Steve. I got to
I
go.
don't understand your guys'. I loved Ozzie Guillen. That year, the White Sox. I've told this story 100 times. I was in the corporate world then, and a lot of my customers and friends were Chicago fans. And they were like, and I said that year, watch out for the White Sox this year. There's something special. And I'd seen them in spring training, and I was just like, there's something about this team in spring training. And everybody laughed at me. And Ozzie Guillen got him to that World Championship. But then he's also freaking nuts, man. He also cost them a lot of years after that too, because he's freaking crazy.
He got a big boat, Steve. Okay, leave him.
I don't know why you want that guy back, because you're not getting 05, good
You know why you
moves
want
crazy.
him back, Steve?
You're
You know why you want him back, though, Steve? You want him back for the entertainment
Oh, my
value.
gosh,
You really, I mean, I know you don't get the post game shows, but just a little bit that you see on Twitter is nothing compared to what he does on a daily basis. He is just freaking phenomenal.
No, I give you that. I mean, it would be entertaining. That's the one thing I like about it is you can get a lot of that post conference stuff now because of Twitter and behind the scenes at MLB.com and MLB Network and stuff like that. You see a lot of that stuff now, whereas back then in 05 you couldn't. You just had to pick it up on the news or whatever. So let's get to as we wrap up this first hour here. Let's get to the National League. I picked the Padres to win the series, Adam.
You were wrong.
Just by a little bit. I wasn't wrong by much.
You missed the vote on that one.
I missed it by 3 games in a row.
Yep, it was close, Steve. A pitch here, a single here,
No, yeah,
a homer
and
here,
they still would have lost.
a grand slam there.
They still would have lost 3-0.
Yeah, probably.
Not only.
Didn't you miss this hold of it? Didn't you miss the other one too?
No, I had Atlanta win. I was off the Miami bandwagon.
You jumped off that bandwagon?
No, I just knew they would beat the Cubs. So, Cubs. But speaking of which, well, I'm going to touch on football for 1 second. The Bears are the Cubs of football this year, where they're going to have a good record because their schedule's weak and everything, and then they're just going to get destroyed.
Schedule's weak.
They're going to get destroyed in the first round of the playoffs. So anyway, we'll touch on that in a minute.
Schedule's weak.
Okay, well, we'll go through it when we get there. But so the Dodgers dominate San Diego. San Diego was not prepared for that freight train coming down their line. And I have to knock San Diego again. They've been fun to watch. But Machado and Tatis and you boys there, if you're going to celebrate your home runs, if you're going to celebrate this good stuff that you do, you cannot get mad at Dodgers pitchers for celebrating when Bollinger goes up and robs a home run from Tatis in spectacular fashion, right? And the pitcher on the mound throws his hat to the sideline because that's the third out, and he throws his glove to the sideline and he's walking out celebrating because it was a great play by Bellinger out there in center field. And then you cannot get mad, Padres, because he's celebrating, and you cannot get mad, tell him to F off and go to your dugout and all of that stuff. You had me on your side, Padres, and now I'm off your side. If you're going to be giant babies like that, go screw yourselves. Stop celebrating and being giant babies. Done with my rant.
And that rant brought to you by the LA Dodgers.
I just can't stand when. That's why I love Bauer so much. Is he's like, you get me Troy bat, but it's also like I'm also going to rub it into you too. When I do something good against you, and
I love when we talk about new White Sox starting pitchers.
Did you see his tweet the other day that he said Yankees need starting pitching? Interesting, and they just left it.
Yeah,
Tweeted it out.
he did something with the Nationals. He tweeted at the Nationals yesterday too, or something. In town for a meeting. What should I look at next?
You're like the Bean. Go check out the Bean. Go do touristy things at the Bean.
I'm gonna tweet at him just like Lou Malnati's or something like that. You should come have a meeting here.
He knows all about Luminales and all that offensive. I mean, I guarantee his agent takes him to that place all the time. So,
Hey, listen, anything that I can do to help along this news becoming reality.
right. So, LA cruises to the fourth National League championship game in 5 years. I mean, just are they gonna, you know, be able to beat the Braves as we talk about that series in a second to make it to the World Series again? The man, how great is a Yankees or Rays World Series against the Dodgers going to be?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great series. I'm really looking forward to. I want the Rays. Well, I've picked the Rays all along, so I want the Rays and the Dodgers.
Because Houston's making it, baby, and Houston's going to beat the Dodgers again, and the Dodgers are not going to be able to say that the Houston Astros cheated again. The best storyline of the year is going to be Houston Dodgers in the World Series. And if Houston wins it, it's going to be fantastic because then all the Houston haters will have nothing to say. And then if the Dodgers win, everybody can be like, see, they can beat them when they win, when they don't cheat. I hope that series doesn't happen just because of that. That's all it'll be about.
I was hoping. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I'm not going down that route because that's not happening in my head. So right. I've already got this Major League Baseball thing worked out. I know who's playing and where they're playing and everything else, and it'll be just fine because it's going to be Rays versus.
Well, finish your thought.
Dodgers. Rays versus Dodgers.
Atlanta beats Miami. It just sweeps them out. This series was a mismatch from the start. Atlanta. I think we both had Atlanta. I think I even had them in a sweep. Just Miami had no shot in this series. It was a horrible matchup for them. So now we're at Atlanta and Dodgers going into this round. Of course, we're going to have our picks out after tonight's game. We'll publish them out probably tomorrow. And everything. I don't know when the next round starts. Probably over the weekend, right? I'd imagine. Or are they going to wait till Monday and wait till football gets? Now that there's football every freaking day. It starts
Monday.
Week, does it?
Monday to be determined. Okay. Braves versus Dodgers.
Yeah, so we'll have it out this weekend after tonight's game then. But can the Atlanta Braves now? The Atlanta Braves are. I like San Diego in that series because San Diego was young. They were, brass. They didn't have a care in the world. I didn't think the pressure would get to them. It did. It was ugly. Atlanta is the Padres are what Atlanta is what the Padres want to be right now, right? They want to be young. They want to be brash. They have similar talent levels. It's just Atlanta's a little bit more experienced with a little bit more talent. Does Atlanta have any chance in this series against the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think Atlanta has a chance. They have a chance just based on their starting pitching, Steve. Yeah. Atlanta's good at that. They're deep at starting pitching, and we've seen where pitching is king in the playoffs here so far. So, I mean, I'm not giving them a series, but it's going to be interesting there.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it on Monday if it's starting Monday night.
They got a lot of good arms.
Yeah, we'll dig into it on Monday on our show on Monday. On that. But yeah, no, just a little preview there that I'm actually excited for this series, more so than I was originally when I was looking at it. But now that you dig into it a little bit and watching Atlanta in these playoffs, granted it was Miami, but then again, the Dodgers played the Padres, so it wasn't even that spectacular either, right? So we're going to see two juggernauts, a young, up-and-coming, talented, brass team in the Atlanta Braves against the stodgy, right, old Dodgers that just go and do their baseball. It's going to be exciting to watch. So game 5 tonight, as I said, of the Yankees Tampa Bay starts at 4 p.m. Phoenix time, 6 p.m. Chicago time, 7:10 Eastern. We both have Tampa Bay winning this series. Hopefully they can get it done, Adam.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I do have the Rays tonight, but As long as it's a good game, I'll be fine with it.
So Major League MLB.com has right now, they have the Rays winning it because of their bullpen. They say Cole and Glasgow is going to be good. They'll give up some runs, but the Rays bullpen is better. So when they get into the bullpen, that the Rays will win because of their bullpen. That's what they're saying, which I would agree with because Garrett Cole, like I said, 2 days rest. There's a lot of worry in that. I'm a lot of worried about that.
Well, right. There's a lot of worry about that, and then there's if they do make it through going forward, it's setting yourself up here for sure.
So
we'll see how it all works out.
Yeah. So what they say is, hold on here. I mean, the both bullpens are going to be deep because they haven't really had to use a lot of their guys, right? So, I mean, Chapman's been used the last in Game 4 was the only use Chapman had for the Yankees. Other than that, everybody else has pitched pretty much at least in 2 games, or they had a long outing in a game. Like Game 2 for the Yankees, they practically used everybody there. They say, let me get down to the things here. The only pitchers that the Rays used in Game 4 is Sleggers and Thompson. The rest of their bullpen hasn't pitched since Game 3. And the guys that pitched in Game 3 went 1 inning each. So even though there's no days off, the Rays bullpen is a lot more rested than the Yankees bullpen is, even with the no days off there. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's going to be, you know what I'll be watching this evening. I'm going to be locked in on this game.
Yeah, the NBA Finals, of course. I thought we already discussed that.
No, I'm going to follow you on Twitter for that, Steve.
No, yeah, I am not breaking that. No, I'm not.
So I expect individual tweets about each shot, live tweeting me the game, so that way I can, because I'll have baseball, then I have SmackDown. I'm limited on screens at that point, Steve. So it'll have to be you and the Twitter machine to help me follow that Game 5 NBA matchup.
You and the Twitter machine. So I have some behind the scenes stuff for everybody. I had some music that was license free, right? So that was the go between music between the hours here while we take our break and everything. And it's funny because the first time I did it, Facebook didn't have a problem with it. I mean, all they do is mute it. It's no big deal. So if you go back and watch that video on that last time I did it, last week? It's funny because you just see me all, and you don't hear anything. It's so funny. But I don't understand Facebook. They're the weirdest things ever. Like, they're just ridiculous. So, but my bigger point is, Adam, is that let's take a 3-minute break here. I got to run and take care of something. And I will we'll be back here in about 4 minutes to hour 2 of the main event here podcast.
Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live.
All right, we're back here. Took a little break here between hours, and we're going to talk NFL here. Of course, it's the main event podcast. I, of course, am Stephen McCollum. Adam Michaels is back as well with us. I figured he'd run away or something. He obviously
I ran away for a second, and then I came back.
Right. How's Grandma? Did she get some meatloaf for you, or?
I had to yell at her, Steve. I asked for the peanut butter and jelly to be cut in triangles, and it was only cut in half, and I made her go back in the kitchen and redo it.
Dang. She goes, can I get a warm glass of milk? And you said, I'll give you a warm glass or shut the hell up.
That's right. Shut the hell up, Juice. Damn it.
Gotta love whatever movie that was. With the golf one, Adam Sandler. Holy cow, I just lost
Happy
it.
Gilmore.
Okay, there we go. So, Adam,
Happy
NFL
Gilmore.
talk. Let's get into it. This last bit here, last bit of the show.
The
Big
National
news.
Football League.
Who's got COVID? Who doesn't? Let's play that game. We all wake up this morning here in Arizona, and we get news that the Jets all closed down the facility. They were all sent home, which probably isn't a punishment for the Jets. They all were probably like, thank God. One of their players has tested positive for COVID-19. They shut everything down. The player has been retested. The results should be known at some point today because they are right down the road from the testing facility that they're using for the East Coast guys. And obviously they're scheduled to play the Cardinals Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Cardinals Rewind will be published here later today
You'll be
as well.
punished by the Cardinals Rewind.
Cardinals are scheduled to leave this morning. They actually, I believe, right about now, and they're still planning on flying out today. Hopefully they can play, because if it's just one player that tests positive, they're going to play the game, So, it's plenty to go on that side. So that's the update on that one. The Titans game, Bills, the Titan Bills this week is moved to Tuesday. You get Tuesday night football, everybody. Is that exciting,
Ouch.
Adam, or what?
Well, weren't they? Well, originally, that puts the Thursday night game in jeopardy, or changes the Thursday night game, right? Because weren't they supposed to be the Thursday night game? One of those two teams was supposed to be the next Thursday night game too. I think the Bills, right?
Oh, you're on crack, dude.
No, I'm telling you, they were supposed to be the next Thursday night game.
I'm looking at them now. So Monday, here's the weird thing on the schedule, right? Good luck, fantasy players. So Sunday, you have all those games. And, of course, Cardinals game as of now is expected to still happen on Sunday. But now Monday, they moved the Patriots-Broncos game to Monday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Adam. 2 p.m. You
2
have
p.m.
Broncos and at Patriots Monday, and then you have Chargers-Saints, the originally scheduled Monday Night Football game, at the normal 5 o'clock Phoenix time. So you get 2 games on Monday, and then Tuesday you get at 4 p.m. Phoenix time, 6 p.m. Central, your time. You have the Bills at the Titans, because they've had 2 days of negative tests, so they're going to go on Tuesday to get this week's game in on Tuesday. And so week 6, I didn't see how they changed anything. I didn't see they changed anything. The only changes were the original ones, but you're right. Chiefs at Bills, Thursday, October 15th at 5:20. So they haven't announced anything on that, obviously, now, right?
No, they haven't announced anything, but I just liked where you just said, "Oh, you were right." I like that. Can we get that cut up into sound bites?
We could.
I could just play it. I could just play it whenever I want.
I'll send you the file and you can cut it up. How about that?
All right, there we go.
I ain't gonna cut that up when I said that about you. So yeah, so that means Thursday night game absolutely is going to be changed. Do they separate it, or they just not have a Thursday night game now?
Well, there's so much money in that, right? I mean, Fox. Wow, yeah, but they're not going to play. They obviously they can't play
No,
it.
you can't
But
play that.
I also think that there's a chance that Bills tight end game gets postponed further.
On Tuesday?
Yeah, like maybe they set it back to a different week or something. I think we're already trending that we're going to have an extra week of football at some point in time to make up some of these games.
Yeah, now they're floating the idea of doing what like the Major League Baseball did, where they do winning percentages. They were talking about a week 18, just throw an extra week on there and slide the playoffs back. I understand. You want. Here's the other novelty, right? You always have two playoff games on Saturday, two playoff games on Sunday. Slide them
Yep.
slide them all to Sunday. You know what I mean? I know you want the eyeballs on them, but I mean,
Well, the NFL's not going to split up playoff games where they're going against each other. We already know that's not happening.
yeah, no, but you can do
But-
4 games in a day, pretty easy, to be honest with you. But yeah. So I mean, that's something for next week. We'll have to keep an eye on. I didn't even realize that because I hadn't heard anything about that. So I don't look.
You're
at the
welcome.
Schedule, so look at Adam. Look at the brain on Adam.
That's right. I like it.
So, just updating some news that's broken in the last little bit here. For that, Titans and the Patriots all had negative COVID tests in the last round. That's why I don't think they're going to move that Tuesday game. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if they're not telling a couple other teams to play on Thursday night, type of a thing. You know what I mean? Because that's not going to affect you now. There's no fans, right? There's none of that stuff. So very few fans. So you can change somebody from Sunday to Thursday pretty easily, right? And it's not going to affect you because if you know about it now, that's not going to.
I guess if you know about it now, you're okay. But it's. Ooh, yeah, that's hard to say what they're going to end up doing.
I mean, the
Be
Bills.
interesting.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's where I kind of lean on the side of the Titans have screwed a lot of teams, right? Because Pittsburgh had to have their bye week way earlier than they're supposed to now, so they've screwed it. Now they're screwing the Bills because now the Bills have to play Tuesday night, and then their schedule after that's getting adjusted, right? Because the Titans are jackasses and have to go break protocols and all that stuff and get the disease and spread it around. So it's annoying to me that these other teams are being punished because of their rejection of policy and everything. It drives me nuts. So, but anyway, so the Titans facility, they're not getting away with it either because their facility, if there's no more positive tests, I think today was day 2, their facility will not open again until Saturday if no more positive tests, right? So they haven't been able to go in their facility for a week and a half now. And they're going to be just rusty as all heck coming out Tuesday, regardless of what happens. So, let me see here. So I hate to say it, but the better scenario for the Titans is that they have another COVID positive test, because then they'll push that game off of Tuesday and move it someplace else. Or, I mean, there's talk of forfeiture where they lose the game. And if they did something to break protocol, that's the only way I would be okay with them having to forfeit the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, forfeiture's it's a big thing to try and do that because I'm not a fan of that at all because I just think it's
yeah. But if the rule is you cannot get together in groups, you can't go out and party, you can't go to nightclubs, et cetera, and you go do all of that and you bring it upon yourself, that's where that punishment. I'm fine with that punishment. Now, if, like I said, if somebody goes home and their wife has it and he doesn't know and he gets it from that, that's different. But if you're going out and breaking protocols and rules, I'm less forgiving on the forfeiture side. I don't want to see it, but if it has to come down to that because they're the only team and they're affecting all these other things, I'm not going to be upset about it if it happens. You don't want to see it, but I wouldn't be upset about it. So the issue with that is remember the NFL and the NFLPA came out with an agreement that if a game isn't played, you get paid. So that's why the NFLPA is going to push for this to be played no matter what, right? So
right, yeah. I mean, in the NFL, it all comes down to the dollar sign at the end of the day,
Yeah.
too. So
Ravens
even with the owners with TV and everything else.
So Lamar Jackson of the Ravens was sick this week, non-COVID related, they say, and he has a sore knee. He has missed the last 2 days of practice. He is practicing today for the Ravens, so just something to keep an eye on for the Ravens. Shanahan of the 49ers says Garofalo with his ankle issue. He hasn't done anything on his ankle in 2 weeks. He's likely to play this weekend versus the Dolphins. It's the Dolphins. That's how disgusted they are with their backup quarterback play. Is they're going to bring Garoppolo back against the Dolphins because they feel like they need him in this game, and they should let him sit another week if he's not 100% healthy. Because an ankle is one of those injuries, like a hamstring, that could just bother you all year long. So, Bucks defensive tackle Vay suffered broken leg last night in that game against the Bears that we're going to talk about.
That was ugly.
Yeah, right.
That looked ugly.
So he's not going to be able to walk that off. He is out for the season.
Rub some dirt on it.
And I think that's all the breaking news here this morning. Bills canceled practice after Week 5 schedule change. Let me see what this is there real quick here. Sorry, guys. Breaking literally just hitting the news feed here.
Breaking news.
Let's see what this says here. A couple hours ago, but I didn't see it. They won't practice Friday after the league moved their game against the Titans from Sunday to Tuesday night. So basically, they're adjusting their practices to give them a schedule for Tuesday. So basically, Tuesday night's going to be their Sunday at that point. Let's see here. So here we go. So if the league noted that, quote, should the Buffalo-Tennessee game be played on Tuesday night, which it is scheduled now, the Bills' week 6 game against the Kansas City Chiefs planned for Thursday night would be moved to later in the week. So they've already said that game's getting moved if they play Tuesday night, but they haven't said anything. As I scan this, they don't have anything for a replacement. So they might just not play on Thursday night. But I agree with you. There's so much money in there. You got to get somebody in that spot, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to get somebody in the spot, but the league has to look ahead of the scheduling and figure out what game they're going to do. And then they probably have to be some kind of negotiation as far as TV goes, because if they pull a marquee game from Fox or CBS, there's all that back channel stuff.
Come on, it's Thursday Night Football. We're accustomed to crappy games. So the Jets versus the Dolphins or something on that night. Come on, it's Thursday Night Football. We're
trying to make Thursday night appointment viewing, Steve. Appointment viewing, the NFL wants to make it.
They're doing a pretty crappy job of it, Adam, if that's what they're trying to do. So, yeah. So that's breaking news there on the football. Adam, let's get into it, man. Last night, Chicago Bears go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chicago Bears squeaks out a 20-19 victory. You're excited today. You were giddy today. You were moonwalking earlier, I saw. This is exciting for you, I take it, huh?
No, you know what, Steve? It's not. I'm not thrilled. I'm not jumping for joy. It's a victory. I think when we talked on Wednesday on the 1580 The Fanatic show from 6 to 8 there, when I was on with you, I think I told you I was just looking. It was just a reason. I had nothing to go on that tells me that the Bears should have won this game, but it was just one of those where I was like, you know what, they're gonna sneak this out somehow, some way, and they did. I don't feel any better about the Bears overall, but they keep winning. You got to win the games on a schedule, and this is a game that they won despite themselves, I want to say, and it was just one of those games that I felt the Bears were going to win for no other reason that the offense wasn't anything great, but it shows what it can do when they put up points right at the end of the half there and deferring. It came down to the field goal kicking from Santos was on par yesterday, and the Bears defense was great. I mean, there's film of Tom Brady talking in the locker room, that the offensive guy, he kept seeing Mac all day, and he felt uncomfortable by that for sure.
You summed it up perfectly by saying the Bears just somehow won this game because I feel the same.
Well,
way.
I can't point. I can't tell you that they won this game because of Nick Foles. I can't tell you they won this game because of anything else. The only thing I can tell you is they won this game because of the field goal kicker Santos, and from what I can tell and hearing from the players, the Bears' defensive line. But besides that, I can't tell you how they won this game. It may be more of a Tampa loss than a Bear win.
I can tell you how they lost the game, Adam. Tampa lost the game. Oh my God, I forgot. So Bruce Arians was the coach, obviously, at the Cardinals and Carson Palmer years, and I forgot how many penalties his teams get. Oh my God, it is ridiculous. Bad penalties, horrible penalties in bad situations, stupid penalties all over the place. I get it that they're aggressive, but oh my God, the penalties on the Buccaneers is just mind-boggling and infuriating. And I'm not even a Bucs fan, and I was getting pissed off. Mikkel says on the Facebook line, I completely forgot about Facebook today. He says, Bears, let's pass on that and talk important stuff. There was an eviction on Big Brother house last night, Adam.
Yes, there was an eviction.
I haven't seen it. So shut up.
When are we going to be able to talk freaking Big Brother? Because
I get caught up.
What? The season's almost over, Steve. Got 5 left. Well, because that's relevant. Okay. Well, that makes sense because you like to watch the games from 1972 and then talk about them. So I guess we can talk Big Brother 22 when Big Brother 24 is filmed on. It's fine.
I didn't see this week and I didn't see last week because I was out of town. So actually, it's on my list of things to do this weekend because I actually have a rare weekend with nothing to do, Adam. So and no kids or anything. So.
Wow.
So then we can talk. So
all right.
So here's my thing, right? Tom Brady's old. We all know that. Tampa Bay.
I didn't know how old he was until the end of the game, though.
Well, that's what I'm leading to. So don't get ahead of me here. So the issue I have is that I told you guys earlier, Buccaneers are going to win 10 games this season. It's just they were going to struggle to get there. And you were going to be like watching the games and seeing them get there. You're going to be like, I don't even know if this team is good. Like they won 10 games just because, they have Tom Brady and they can win those games. Like he's got the experience to get him to win them. But you're not going to be overtly excited about him, right? And that's exactly what we're seeing with Tampa Bay. Tons of penalties. Ridiculous amounts of drops by the wide receivers. Tom Brady looks lost out there at times, and then other times he looks like Tom Brady of old. But I figured out I've known why I don't particularly care for Tom Brady for years now, and it hit me last night, Adam.
Hit you out of the blue. What?
No, it didn't hit me out of the blue, but I got it perfected. And the reason why I got some videos for everybody we're gonna play in a second, but Adam. Watching it, I get so infuriated when Tom Brady yells at his players on the bench. That isn't leadership. That's just you being a giant flipping baby. And I've always
so you're not a fan of him calling out the offensive line?
But, okay, call him out. But walking up and down the bench yelling, check out this video, Adam. This is what I'm talking about. I hated this when he was with the Patriots, and I hate it even more now. And watch this right here. The infuriating. Oh, if it loads here. Hold on, guys.
Well, that was an ugly possession. And Brady thinks so, too, and he's letting him know.
I mean, give me a break. Walking up and down the sideline, screaming like a 2-year-old not getting candy at the grocery store. If you're upset at your lineman, go over and talk to him. Go to the lineman meeting and talk to him and everything. But so I hate him for doing that. I can't stand it. That's not leadership. That's you being a complete baby. Right?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. What?
I don't mind it as much as you do.
Yeah, well,
I think it shows heart and determination, Steve. The fire and the passion.
It shows you're a giant baby who doesn't get his way. And instead of being a man about it, name another quarterback in the league that acts like that. You mean to tell me Drew Brees doesn't get mad at his offensive line?
We've seen Aaron Rodgers. We've seen Aaron Rodgers go get in people's faces.
And we all get in their faces, but not walk up and down the bench just screaming at nobody for 5 minutes.
I do that at the house all the time. Nobody's there, and I start screaming. At
Yeah,
people.
and your kids look at you, and like when I do that at my house, my kids look at me and be like, "Why are you yelling at it? Like this? Why are you acting like this? Quit being a baby." And they're right. Just like Tom Brady's a giant baby. Then, as you all know, at the end of the game, Tom Brady had a senior moment. So let's watch this here. If it loads. He has to ask the umpire if it's fourth down because he thought it was third. Then he goes, look at this. He goes to the bench. Nobody's yelling at him. No lineman is walking up and down the sideline yelling at Tom Brady for being a jackass and not knowing what down it is when that's his job. No coach is walking up and down the sideline yelling at Tom Brady. Look at this. Look at this. Tom Brady gets, oh man, I look stupid right now. He goes to the sideline and pouts like a baby, right? But you see anybody running around screaming at Tom Brady and calling him stupid and yelling at the top of his lungs because he made a bigger mistake than a holding penalty on the offensive line? Do you see anybody doing that to him, Adam? Do you see anybody else treating him like a 2-year-old baby, Adam?
He's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. Leave him alone. I think what he was doing with that I think he was calling out the 4 horsemen. It was just a Ric Flair. So it really had nothing to do with the game. It was just like he was still saying that he was part of the excellence of execution and everything.
This hit me hard last night because I hate him when he walks him down the sidelines, and does that thing. I'm going to play it again just because it literally gets my blood boiling. Like, who do you think you are?
Well, that was an ugly possession.
Who are you yelling at, Tom? He's just walking around yelling at nobody in particular.
He's letting him know.
I didn't get my candy. My mom wouldn't buy me candy at the grocery store. I'm just going to yell at people and put my helmet down and then yell from a distance because I'm not man enough to go talk to them like adults and everything. Because I didn't get my way. I'm getting hit too much back there. You're getting hit back there not because of your offensive line. You're getting hit back there because Bruce Arians has his quarterbacks get hit. Then Tom Brady makes the worst mistake of the year and night ever. It's his job. What is Tom Brady's job, Adam? Give me Tom Brady's job as a quarterback.
Score points.
Okay.
Throw the ball.
What else?
Manage the offense.
Oh, and what is part of managing the offense, Adam?
Knowing the game situations.
Oh my God, really? So if it's 3rd and 31, you have to know what to do in that situation, right? If it's 1st and 10, you have to know what to do in that situation. When it's 3rd and 3, you have to know what to do in that situation, right? And put people in the right spots. When it's 4th down, you're supposed to know it's 4th down, right, Adam?
Yeah, I knew it was 4th down.
Everybody knew it was 4th down. And then let's watch Tom Brady's reaction here. Oh, the ref didn't help him out there. And then he goes and pouts on the bench. Nobody's yelling at Tom Brady right there for making a monumental mistake. Oh, look at that. As a matter of fact, everybody's just leaving him to cry by himself on the side. But then that's what hit me is Tom Brady acts like an impetulant 6-year-old who doesn't get candy at the grocery store when he doesn't get his way on the sideline and somebody doesn't do their job. But Tom Brady doesn't do his job, and this is what happens to Tom Brady when he doesn't get his job. This is infuriating. Hey, Bruce, let's get Bruce on the line here, Adam.
At the end of the game there, that last drive, it looked like Tom might have been confused with what down it was. Did he not know it was
line
4th
3.
down?
Bruce is on line 3.
Yeah, he knew.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. Could let me ask that question again, Coach.
At the end of the game there, that last drive, it looked like
Steve
Tom might have been
McCollum,
confused with what down it was. Did he not know it was 4th down?
Yeah, he knew.
Oh, Tom Brady knew it was 4th down. Oh, really, Bruce? Oh, this is what drives me nuts about Tom Brady. He's a jackass. He made the most monumental mistake. He made an inexcusable mistake. And not one person's walking up and down the sideline yelling at him like he does to everybody else who makes mistakes. And then his coach lies to everybody and says, oh, he knew. Hold on. I'm sorry, Coach Bruce again. Bruce, I got a question for you, buddy.
At the end of the game there, that last drive, it looked like Tom might have been confused with what down it was. Did he not know it was 4th down?
Yeah, he knew.
Oh,
he knew.
Oh, he knew. Oh, okay. Because hold on. Let's just look at the tape here, Bruce. Let's go back to the tape here real fast.
the end of the game there, that last drive, it looked like Tom might have been
wrong button,
confused with what down it was. Did he not know it was fourth
If I'm
down?
going to do this, I got to do it right.
Yeah, he knew.
Right?
He knew.
All right. Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
if
Bruce,
you're gonna-
he knows? Oh, Bruce, he knows. Hey, Adam, Bruce knows. Let's go back and watch the end of the game here. Let's see here. He totally knows. He's asking the ref if that was fourth down. He's saying it's fourth down. Oh, yeah, no, he knew. He knew. Oh, he totally knew. Oh, you're right, Bruce. You're right, buddy. You're right.
So how did you notice after what happened after the game too? Did you notice what Tom didn't do?
What?
He did not go and shake Nick Foles' hand after
Oh.
the game. Walked away.
Yes.
Nick was out there. Literally, Nick's out there looking for him and could not find him because Tom was headed to the break room.
You know what he's going to say to that, though. Even though we all know why he's not shaking Nick Foles' hands, because Nick Foles is his dad.
COVID.
Yeah, he's going to say it's COVID. Yeah.
Right,
but
but
COVID.
I mean, but we've seen him do it.
NFL, and then the NFL will have a giant memo today saying no after game handshakes anymore.
Right, just to cover Tom Brady's
just to cover
ass.
Tom Brady's butt, right? Bruce Arians is going to be like, oh yeah, no code. We instructed all of our players not to, even though half the team's out there shaking hands. He's going to be like, we instructed all of our players, and those that didn't shake your hand, Tom Brady's going to walk up and down the sideline yelling at him from a distance, like a 6-year-old, because that's how we operate here at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My whole
But good news is the Bears won the game. So
my whole point of this exercise is to point out why I can't stand Tom Brady and why he drives me nuts is because it's just stupid. Don't hide behind this. Hiding behind it like this makes it worse. The stories all week long are going to be, is Tom Brady too old to play quarterback? Is Tom Brady have dementia? Is Tom Brady running for president instead of Biden because they have the same mental capacity? That's the stories that are going to come out this week because they're lying about stuff. And just come out and say, hey, I lost track of the time. But no, we have to lie about it. And then, like I said, but the bigger, what is my rant on coaches, Adam? I always say coaches that mess up and don't know, the downs. They don't call timeouts right. They lose. They don't have a sense of the game. What's my first thing I say about them? They're over their head. It's time for them to move on. They don't have the capacity to be able to handle the game decisions and things like that, right?
Yes, you are a very firm believer in that. Yes.
Tom Brady exposed yesterday, and it was a total mistake. But these are basic things he's been doing. How many years has Tom Brady been in the league? I don't even know.
Oh, it's got to be 22, right? 22, 23?
Yeah. So let's say 20, whatever. Let's say 16. Let's say 15. Heck, let's go 10, right? Let's go 10. 10 years in the league, quarterback. Knows. The worst quarterbacks ever to play the sport know the down and distance and the time. And when you get to the point where you stop knowing that stuff because of whatever reason, it's time. You need to be sat down. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing, and it's inexcusable. And when I listened to I was listening to ESPN radio this morning. I listened to Greeny's new radio show, which, by the way, I love Greeny. Like, for some reason, the nerdy side of him just resonates with me. Not that I like it or whatever. It's just he's not the sports guy like ESPN normally has. He was definitely the least favorite of mine between Golick and him. Golick was the show. But Greeny by himself, he's like that nerdy kid that just says things that doesn't know anything about sports, but he says things and you're like, you laugh at him a little bit. And today he's saying he's going to excuse Tom Brady's mishap last night because it's the first time it's happened. And that's not the way to handle this. The problem is it's never happened before. It's not supposed to happen. If that was, let's say
but
that
don't you think that has more to do with Josh McDaniels being in his ear for the last 20 years? He's had a coach in his ear telling him, hey, it's fourth down. Like, instead of, now it's Tom Brady's show, right? That's Tom Brady's whole deal out down there.
You don't know that Josh McDaniels did that before. But if
we don't know. But it seems like that would be something Patriots.
Tom Brady. Okay, hold on, Adam. Let's be honest for a second here. You've been to an NFL game. I've been to NFL games. You've sat in my seat at a Cardinals game, right?
Yes, sir.
When you want to know what down it is, what do you do? Because you know what we don't have? We don't have people talking in our ear. What do you do?
Kind of look up at the board.
You have 7 very large boards that, by the way, are on each end zone of the field, right?
Yep.
Then on top of it, you can look left to right, anywhere on the from the ground, and you can see a board on the left and the right side, right? You have markers when you look to see where the first down marker is, or even better yet, when you look at your sideline to get the play call, and you see who's coming in. You have these guys in striped jerseys that have thing, and they used to like move a thing down and it would change it, and now it's all electric. Now they hit a button and it's a bright red number now that pops up on the sideline. It's amazing. There isn't a shortage of places to see what down it is. So there's no excuse. This is my point. It's not like it's hidden and Josh McDaniel didn't tell him. It's not hidden. And my whole point in this exercise is not anything other than, one, Tom Brady, I can't stand. I figured out why I hate him, because of the way he acts. And then when he messes up, worse than anybody else. That was the worst thing you could do on the football field, was forget the situation you're in. Relating this to basketball, LeBron has J.R. Smith on the basketball court at the end of the basketball game. Remember this? And J.R. Smith, shoots the ball in a hurry with time left on the clock. And LeBron looks at him and is like, eh. And after the game, J.R. Smith had to come out and be like, I lost track of the time. I wasn't paying attention and all of that stuff, right? He owned it, and they moved on with their lives, whatever. And then J.R. Smith was gone. Nobody's heard from him since after that series, because everybody's like, all right, you can't keep basketball in your thing. It's unacceptable. There's no exception to this at all. It should never happen. If this was, who's the Herbert, who now is the starter in the Chargers, if this happened to him this weekend and he did the same thing, they're going to go back to what's his name that they just benched, Taylor.
I don't know if you go that far, Steve. I think you might be adding a little bit too much into that. I mean, that seems like a big stretch. I want to say that's a coaching flaw right there. That when they make the play calls, I'm going to go on the coaching on this one.
Who's the ESPN analyst now, or Lasky or whatever, when he was in Detroit and he took a shotgun snap and he rolled out of the backfield in the end zone and stepped out the back line? Dan Orlovsky.
Yes, I remember that.
Why do you remember that, Adam?
Because it was an asinine play.
Because he was vilified as not being ready for the league, messed up, made a boneheaded play that should never be made. He didn't know the grasp of the situation. He didn't know where he was.
We got breaking Bears news as James Daniels is out for the year, offensive left guard for the Bears. Pectoral injury, gone for the year. That does not help the offensive line that's already having some run protection issues right now.
So I'm not saying that the Bucs would have come back and won that game, but what I am saying is we have officially are seeing the end of Tom Brady, is what I'm getting at. When you start making these moves, you're done, and you know you're done. He knows he's done now. Everybody, even on the Buccaneers, knows he's done. It's like Peyton Manning in that last year in Denver where he won the Super Bowl, Everybody knew Peyton Manning was done, and they were just trying to milk him to the finish line, right, to get to the Super Bowl, win it so he could retire. It's the same situation with Tom now. You're seeing it right before your eyes, is all what I'm trying to point out. So anyway, I'm done. You obviously are a Tom Brady fan. You're not going to hate him like I am. So
no, I'm not going to hate on Tom. I'm not going to hate on the GOAT. I'm trending a little bit more on my aggravation with Nagy, though. That's trending a little bit more.
Okay. I was trying to not bash on Nagy today, but if you want to do that, let's do that.
Well, no, I don't want to bash on Nagy. I'm just saying that I'm not going to bash him. I'm just saying that, but maybe here's another. Steve might be a little bit right. You want to hear his off? Well, let's just. Would you like to hear his quote on the offense from last night?
I've got it here. Yes, I would love to hear.
Oh,
it.
You have it. Oh,
no,
do you want to go with it? Okay.
No, you read it.
All right. It's great to be 4-1. Although offensively, just look at it. You start wondering about the sloppiness and where things are at and how to get where we need to go. The details in this offense right now are not there. Our job as coaches is to make sure that we get these freaking details right. It's simple as that. Until we get our details right on offense, we're going to continue to be this way.
Wow, that is inspiring by the head coach of a 4-1 football team, isn't it, Adam?
I
don't know about you, but my confidence level that was already waning about the Bears being the worst 4-1 team ever in the history of the world is so much higher now in the confidence level on the Bears reading those comments by Matt Nagy.
But he's true, Steve. I mean, a lot of it's true. That's the problem. But I don't get
I know, Adam. I've been complaining about this for a year and a half that this is the problem with Matt Nagy. And now Matt Nagy is telling you what I have been saying for a year and a half. But the problem is he's saying it out loud in week 5 of a football season after having these problems for a year and a half.
You know what, Steve?
Understand what I'm telling you about Matt Nagy?
You know what I understand, Steve? I'm not going to go down this road with you. That's what I understand. I understand the Bears are 4-1. He's now 24-13 as a head coach, and they're getting the job done.
Matt Nagy doesn't even think he's a good head coach. Adam, did you just hear that? He literally just told you, I am not a good, our coaching.
That's not what he said. He's saying the offense needs to get their fucking.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm in
they
charge
need
of
to
the
get
offense.
their head out of their ass.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in charge of the offense, and we're making a lot of mistakes.
He's not calling the plays.
It is my job. It is my job as a coach to get these mistakes to go away, and I haven't been able to solve them. And we're going to be this way, and we're going to continue to be this way until I figure out how to solve them, but I haven't figured out how to solve them yet. So we're going to continue to be this way for the rest of the year. And the Bears are going to win.
You know what? If we're 4-1, Steve, as long as I keep winning some games, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to get negative, Steve. You know, there's only one coach in Chicago that needs to be fired, and that's Ricky Renteria. Everybody else is just fine.
You're not going to go negative. The one coach that doesn't need to be fired, you want fired. Welcome to Chicago sports fandom, everybody. That's the voodoo world you live in with that.
Is Trevor Bauer song yet?
Okay, here. I'm telling you, I got some good news for you as a Bears fan. I got
All
good
right,
news,
I'm ready.
and I got bad news.
All right, well, I'll take the good news because I am Mr.
4-1.
Positivity.
Good
Yes,
news?
they are 4-1, Steve.
Bad news, they're a bad 4-1. Here's the other side. Panthers this weekend. Really, they should win that game. They should be 5-1. They have the Rams. Okay, they're going to LA. I'm going to give them that one a loss just because they're traveling. Rams defense is really good. So 5-2, right? Then they got the Saints. That defense, if they get to Drew Brees and everything, they can win that game because Drew Brees does not like to get hit like Tom Brady, right? So let's just give them that one. It's at home. Let's say 6-2 on that one. Then they got the Titans. I think with all this stuff going on with COVID, Titans are in trouble the rest of the year. They're going to struggle the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and give the Bears that one, I think, right? So that's 7 wins. Then they got the Vikings at home. Vikings aren't getting any better. They're going to be a heap of mess the rest of the year. So that's 8 wins for the Bears. Then they got the Packers. Loss. Sorry, not doing that. So 8-3. Then they got the Lions. That's a win. That's 9-3, Adam. Then the Texans. Texans aren't going anywhere the rest of the year. They're going to struggle with it a little bit. That's 10 wins, Adam. Then they got the Vikings again. 11 wins. Then they got the Jaguars. That defense is playing well. That's 12 wins, Adam. Then they got the Packers again. A loss. 12-4 on the season, Adam.
And your NFC Coach of the Year, Matt Nagy.
No. Then second of all, here's the other side of it. So if that all goes through, worst 12-4 team in the league. It's going to be awful. Their schedule is very favorable. They have just enough of a good defense to get them those wins. The problem is, first round of the playoffs, they're going to get blown out by 30 and lose. So that's good news. They're going to win a lot of games with that schedule the way it is. It's not because their head coach is good. It's not because Nick Foles is God's gift to quarterbacking. He looks very mediocre these last 2 weeks. He looks really mediocre. If you're excited to have Foles as your quarterback, you do not have a good team because he has looked really mediocre these last 2 weeks. And he overthrew a ball. I mean, everybody complains that Mitch Trubisky couldn't hit the standard 3-yard out that every quarterback in the league can hit. Nick Foles missed 2 of those throws last night. Guy,
you don't even have Cohen to blame it on at that point either.
No, He had one to Allen. Allen was standing by himself, like jogging by himself up the sideline, and he overthrew him by like 4 yards. It was like no pressure on him whatsoever. So, no, I'm just saying, congratulations. The Bears are going to have a good season this year in terms of record. It's just they're going to be. I'm going to equate the Bears like the Buccaneers, where they're going to be. You're going to be like, wow, they have that many wins, because you're in your eyes are going to tell you they shouldn't have won that many, and they're not that good of a team. But you're going to be staring at the record, and your brain's going to be all, because you're not going to see it. It's just one of those things. Matt Nagy's not wrong. Matt Nagy's statement isn't wrong. But I have a problem with the head coach making that statement. I have a serious problem with the head coach coming out and saying what you said he said. Because where's your confidence, man? Where's your face of the franchise? Like, Bruce Arians, I don't like him lying to everybody like he did. Like, he's not going to call out Tom Brady. But he did it earlier in the year, so that's the problem with it. But I get why he defends him, right? Matt Nagy doesn't defend anybody. He's just like, oh, well, it's my job as a coach to figure out. Well, you've had 3 years to figure it out, man. Don't take your time, Nagy. You let us know. You let us know when you figure it out.
He's a winning coach, Steve. He's a winning coach, so he gets some time to figure it out.
I like how you're all negative about the Bears, and I just gave you all this good news about them, and you're like,
Yeah. It's a week at a time, Steve. We turning the page here, looking forward to Carolina next Sunday. Moving on, thinking about bigger things.
So this week, we made our picks on Wednesday night. I don't have it in front of me. Let me pull it up here real quick. I apologize. Adam Stahl. Adam, do a song thing or something.
Do a song thing? Don't
dance. Adam, dance.
Believing.
Dance, clown. Dance.
Dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So we have.
I think I'm going to go.
Go what? What?
I think I'm going to go get Madden today after the show. I've been waiting. Haven't bought it yet.
Okay.
No, just like,
Okay, well, good for you.
Just something to think about.
Want a cookie?
So did you find something for us, dude?
Yeah.
Did you find? All right,
Yeah,
all right, I'm ready.
I was just waiting to.
All right, whatever.
I was waiting for you to go through your shopping list for everybody.
Yeah, I was. Well, hey, anyone wants to play me a Madden? I'm ready. Let's go.
So we had, it's Vid Game Loser is my PS4 name. VID
There you go.
Game GAME Loser LOSER. Look me up. I don't have Madden though. I just don't like Madden. I just don't. Anyway, Bucks and Bears. Me and Kaler had the Bucks. You had the Bears.
Yes.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Cardinals at Jets. I think the Cardinals are winning this game. We all three of us have the Cardinals winning this game. I think the Cardinals are winning this game. And watch the Cardinals rewind. You'll hear me say that. I just think it's going to be a closer game than you guys and anybody thinks it's going to be. I'm seeing scores of like 30-10. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think it is. One, Flacco. I'm really weary of Flacco. Not because he's the great quarterback. He hasn't played in a while. He's coming off of an injury. Loose as can be. No pressure on him whatsoever. No tape on him whatsoever on what he's going to do back there. He's got the experience. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's got the experience to take Adam Gase's stupid play calling and do something with it. I'm just saying it might be a closer game. Cardinals secondary is god-awful. They're not going to get any pass rush on him if Kennard doesn't play again. And I'm just saying it's going to be closer than people think it is. Then we got.
No, I agreed with you. I think we were talking about it earlier today when I was looking at my 1580 picks, and I'm like, I'm sticking with the Cardinals on ours, but I'm leaning back and forth on this because you are right. I mean, whatever Falco can bring to this is going to be it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's
going to be close. I think it's going to be a closer game than we were talking about on Wednesday's 1580, the Fanatic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a super close game for that reason. And then the Cardinals are traveling across country, 10 a.m. kickoff. They generally struggle at those times. There's nothing to say the Jets are winning this game. You would be taking a huge leap of faith saying Flacco's going to have the Jets win it, but it's going to be closer than you think. And I would still be really shocked if the Jets pull this out. But at the same time, I'm just wary of how close it's going to be. When close games and games like this, you know how it goes, is the underdog tends to, something goes their way and they get confidence. Jaguars at Texans. Me and Kaler have the Texans winning their first game with Romeo Crennel as the head coach. reading all the stories from the players, they're commenting but not commenting about Bill O'Brien getting fired, and their comments are all things like, well, we wish him well. He's a really good guy. There's nothing about how they're going to miss him as a head coach or anything like that. So you're going to see a change here, and they're going to want to play again against the Jaguars, which you have with Minshew Mania. Colts at Browns. Me and Adam have the Colts winning this. Kaler has the Browns. I see a lot of people on this Browns bandwagon, especially for this game here, which I get. I totally get. I just think that, Colts are the better team, so I'm anticipating.
I mean, they're better off. Their defense is better. I mean, they gave up 27 points to Jaguars and to Jacksonville in the first week, but have allowed only 29 points over the last 3 weeks.
I'm not on the Kareem Hunt bandwagon. He's a great running back. He's a good running back, but he's not Nick Chubb's good. And Nick Chubb's is out now. And, I just think the Browns going to struggle. You're going to have to either run a bunch of trick plays again to get the ball to get touchdowns. So, like, Jarvis Landry is going to have to become the quarterback because I just don't think Baker can put the team on his shoulders and go. And that's why I'm picking the Colts on this one. And then Bengals at Ravens, even with the question mark and everything with Lamar there. We all three have the Ravens beating the Bengals this weekend, which I love Joe Burrow, but yeah, even if Lamar Jackson doesn't play, that's RG3's the backup quarterback. He's basically the same style quarterback, and I just think the talent of the Ravens is going to go a little too far on the Bengals. So in terms of the All Access crew that we got making picks this year, we have, let me find it here. I should have had this up. My bad. Adam Stahl again.
Yeah, what I found kind of interesting when just flipping back to that the Bengals Ravens game is the line is 13.
I know, right?
That is a huge line, right? I mean, I was thinking the game might be close, but if Vegas is telling me that the Ravens are 13-point favorites in this game, that's huge line to me right now.
The Bengals defense isn't very good, but this is the toughest. Have the Bengals played the Steelers yet? I don't think so, right? But I think
I don't believe so.
I think this is the toughest defense that this is going to be the most confusing defense that Joe Burrow's played yet so far. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to throw stuff at him that no matter how much film he's watched, he's never seen before because of their talent and, the quality of their players and their play calling on defense. And I think that's going to be the differences. Not that Joe Burrow is going to look bad. It's just he's going to be a little confused back there and make some mistakes. Mikel on the All Access crew has the Bucks, so he lost last night also. He's got the Cardinals. He's got the Texans. He's got the Browns with Kaler, and then the Ravens winning that game as well. So that is a Mikel picks. Let me get intern's picks up here. She's been on vacation all week, so we gotta scroll through this. She's got the Bucks last night. Nobody has faith in your Bears, Adam.
Yep, I'm glad nobody had faith in the Bears. I told everybody, you guys got to start listening to me a little bit more.
She's got the Cardinals, the Texans, the Browns. Wow, go intern. And then the Ravens. So we got a couple games in there that there's some difference between everybody on that. So All Access crew, of course, thank you. I got the graphic all done. I was going to put it out later today for the weekend games and whatnot. Adam, so we talked obviously about the Bears last night. We've talked about the Cardinals game. The Cardinals Rewind will be posted at the Main Event Pod and uploaded to YouTube here probably in a couple hours. Got to throw some graphic stuff on it and get that up there. Any other games this weekend? Now, we got the 2 Monday night games. I think Cam's out again for the Patriots this week. It's not going to matter because they're playing the Broncos. So even if Cam doesn't play, I think Broncos are in trouble in that game. But the Saints-Charger game with now that Herbert has been named the starter for the rest of the year by the Chargers, does that give him more confidence here? Are they going to be able to get to these Saints on Monday night?
Yeah, this is going to be, it's a good game. It's going to be national televised for the kid. I'm looking forward to watching him play. I don't know if it's good enough to upset the Saints. I mean, the Saints are 7.5-point favorite in this, a little over a touchdown. But the defense for the Saints hasn't been all that great at all. Kind of a glaring weakness there. So maybe the kid can do something. I think it's closer than the 7.5-point line that comes across right now.
I'm excited it is a Monday night game because, like you said, people are going to get to see him because he's played well. For the last couple of weeks, he's played really well. They haven't gotten the victories, but he's like Joe Burrow. He's played well as the rookie there. So it'll be great for people to see him go up against not the best defense on the planet with the Saints, but I think you're right on that. So I think the Bills are going to blow out the Titans. I think the Titans are in disarray without having to be able to practice, without being out of sync on everything. And the Bills are just rolling. Josh Allen is on fire right now for that Tuesday night game. Anything about that you got to say?
The Tuesday night game, I think it's a question. Like, I'm still kind of questioning the whole game, like the scheduling point of it all. Yeah. If it plays, I've been on the Buffalo bandwagon. I don't see any reason to get off this. The Titans defense, it's shaky at best. And it's a long layoff. It's been how long since the Titans have been played at that point?
Well, it'll be 12 days, I think, is when that kicks off.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I definitely think that this is Buffalo's a lot better team than Tennessee is.
Yeah. So
at this point,
here's my deal, right? This shouldn't be a hard game to pick, but I'm going back and forth on it. Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys defense is atrocious. Cowboys defense quit last week, and they refused to chase down balls and do all of that stuff. So, do the Giants have a chance to upset the Cowboys this weekend?
Not the Giants team that I've seen play, Steve. I just don't. I'm not anywhere near enamored with the Cowboys at all. But the Giants are just plain awful, and they're banged up, and this is just the time for the Cowboys to get a win here.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys are coming up. I think they have the next 3 games against NFC East opponents, and I think that you're going to see the Cowboys kind of take control of this deal. Yeah, I agree. I mean, only way the Giants are winning this if Cowboys defense quits again on that. But it's an intriguing matchup for me. I don't know why. Panthers, Falcons, I think the Dan Quinn going to have a job.
So wait, hold on 1 second. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
What is it more? Giants points or how many times that we see the offensive coordinator of the Giants on TV? How many times do we see him? Who scores more?
Right. I didn't even think about that angle.
That's kind of my thought on it. Because you're not going to see Judge very many times. Every time they do it, it's to Jason, right?
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
see Judge. You always see Jason winning.
I didn't even think about that angle at all. So
be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
No, I just think it's an interesting side story of the game.
I mean, they're totally different teams, but yeah, I mean, Jason Garrett knows that defense better than anybody, right? Even though the Cowboys had to shut down Smith on defense there for the rest of the year. I'm just worried. Here's my thing on the Cowboys is they quit last week on defense. There's video of them not running out plays on defense, going and getting the guy, and that when that starts to happen, that's not good. That's not a one game thing. That's a culture thing at that point, and that's what's worrisome about that defense. And I didn't even think about that angle. That actually makes me think maybe I'll take the chance and pick the Giants in this game on the the gridiron thing on 1580 because Jason Garrett knows this team, even though obviously a different head coach, but he knows the players and how to exploit them and stuff. I don't know, man. Do another wrinkle in there. I don't like when you do that. Stop that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
Do the Falcons, is Dan Quinn going to have a job after this weekend, or are they going to be 0-5 against the Panthers?
They're going to be, Atlanta gets a win this week, I think. I like Atlanta this week.
I think Atlanta a couple weeks now, so
I know. Well, eventually I got to buck the trend, so it's a save Dan Quinn job. Carolina game at 1 p.m. on Fox. I just think that I think it's got to be a win for Dan.
Wow, go at him on that one. So I think the Panthers will win. Panthers don't have a lot of talent on that team, but Davis looks good. He's looked good the last couple of weeks with McCaffrey out as a running back, and then they got that receiver kid that did a good job last week against the Cardinals, and I'm forgetting his name right now, Alexander or whatever. And Falcons are just, I mean, Falcons are packing this in. I mean, the thing is, though, is Falcons do score a lot of points. So you're right. They could pull this out by just winning a 49-42 ball game or something like that. So any other games catch your eye this weekend? I mean, Vikings, Seahawks. If the Seahawks don't win, I think we would all be surprised by that. If I speak for you for a minute there on Sunday Night Football, I mean, do you see a way the Vikings can put a strong game together to beat the Seahawks?
Maybe if they play it on Madden, there's a chance.
Another Madden. Are you getting a check from Madden today or something that I don't know about?
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to give them money, but unbelievable.
Dolphins, Niners, even with Garoppolo playing, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins win this. Because the Dolphins play hard. They really do. It's just going to come down to, with all the injuries on the Niners, but Garoppolo, how's he going to play coming back? I wouldn't be shocked if the Dolphins win this. I will pick the 49ers because nothing tells me they shouldn't. But this is a game where Dolphins will not surprise me.
We've been talking about the Dolphins, that they're not as bad as we thought they were going to be. But with Jimmy G coming back, I think that it's a game for the 49ers to step back up, but it's going to be close. I do like Miami does try. They are a try-hard team.
Yeah, they play hard for Brian Flores, and I think, and especially with Fitzpatrick back there, the time's coming for Tua. It just a matter of when it is, right? So it's kind of like you kind of hope the Dolphins keep losing, just so you can see Tua and what he can do out there and give the kid a shot second half of the year, So, all right, man. Bengals, Ravens, we talked about. I think we got them all. Texans, Jaguars, we talked about, obviously. Chiefs, Raiders. How bad are the Raiders losing this weekend in that game?
The Raiders are going to lose really bad in that game.
Yeah, they're just
not going to be good.
Horrible mismatch for that Raiders defense. It's not even going to be pretty on there. Eagles, Steelers. Are the Eagles going to pick up their second win of the season against the Steelers, since the Steelers had all this uproar on canceled game last week and out of sync on it?
No, I'm sticking with there's no chance there.
No.
Pittsburgh, yeah, there's no chance. Can't even sell me on that
if Carson
at all.
Wentz struggled against Dwayne Haskins, who's now been benched, and not only benched, but he went from starter to third-string quarterback, right? And he struggled against those teams. Yeah, he's got no chance against that Steelers defense, right? So I guess that's true. The Rams are playing the Washington football team, and Allen is the starting quarterback for Washington. Haskins has been moved to the number 3, which means Alex Smith is one bad play away from going and playing in an NFL game again.
That's going to be exciting to see. I'm looking forward to that. That's a good story.
I saw a few people make comments like they don't agree. Like, oh, he almost died. There's no way he should play. And then I pointed out to him that we all just watched Teddy Bridgewater last weekend beat the Cardinals. And Teddy Bridgewater almost died on the practice field. At least Alex Smith, almost died because of infections and stuff in a hospital. Teddy Bridgewater literally almost died on a practice field when his leg severed in half and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So you can come back from these injuries, no doubt about it. It's just, and I get the cautiousness of it, but nobody has the same cautiousness about Bridgewater,
Yeah, no, you're 100% right on that. That's a good take on that.
Thank you. Every once in a while, I do come up with one.
Very seldom, but
and it's
okay.
fun. Only reason I came up with it because in the Cardinals-Panthers broadcast last week, it was nothing but Teddy Bridgewater's first running touchdown since the injury. Teddy Bridgewater took his first drink of water since the injury. It was so bad. And then I saw like 3 or 4 people, in the fourth dimension from 1580 post comments about that. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. We just watched the guy with a worse injury come back. So, Adam, where can everybody reach you at?
You can reach me at AdamMichaels05 on Twitter.
Of course, I'm at SMAC500. I got really stuffed up in the last 30 minutes. Everything's echoing. in my head. I don't even know what's going on right now. Like, it's bad. I don't know. Uh-oh. So
I'm not gonna say it.
before we go, a little side story. So I've been sleeping with my windows open up top because it gets into the 60s at night, and my room's upstairs. So I've been sleeping with my windows open up top, turn the AC off, try to avoid another $400 bill since we've been so hot this year. And last night it was like 90 degrees upstairs at like 10:30 when I went up there, and I was like, oh. So I turned the air on. I woke up today and just, stuffed up beyond belief, turning the air conditioner. You know how that happens?
Yep.
I think that's what's
Definitely.
affecting me. But holy cow, these last like 30 minutes have been like. So everybody watching the Facebook feed's like, "What's he doing, man?" Because I've been like trying to pop my ears and stuff. Like, what the heck? I know. So you can reach me at SMAC500, SMAC500. Of course, at the Main Event Pod for all the schedules, all the postings, all the things we do. Adam, go Rays tonight, and we'll see you next week. Well, see you Monday.
Monday.